सो जो उसको इनकम हो रही थी, यहाँ पे बाबर जो था ना, बाबर क्या था, बाबर फाउंडर था मुगल एम्पायर का। स्टार्टिंग कहाँ से होती है इसकी इंडिया में? फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत 1526. So Babur was very ambitious. There are many reasons that was responsible for his arrival in India. The first reason was that he wanted to expand his army. He wanted to expand his ruling area. That's why he had to pay a large amount to his soldiers, and he didn't get enough income from these territories. And he listened about the prosperity of India. He listened about that how rulers fight with each other. So he thought that this is the best place. This is the best place where he could rule. So let's start the study the reasons one by one. First, Babur was ousted from his ancestral kingdom of Samarkand and had no other option but to move towards India. As Babur was defeated and he ran away from Fargana, so he had no option to move to other regions. So he decided to go in towards India. He decided to move towards India. The territories under Babur control, as I told you earlier, that Badakhshan, Kandahar, and Kabul didn't yield enough income that to pay his soldiers. So Babur feared, and another reason is that Babur was feared that maybe some other rulers of that region may defeat him. So he decided to strong empire. That's why he decided to move towards India. And the most important reason, that was main reason, is that he was invited by Daulat Khan Lodi, the governor of Punjab, who was appointed by Ibrahim Lodi, and another person, Alam Khan, who was the uncle of Ibrahim Lodi. Actually, Alam Khan was a very greedy person. He wanted to get the throne of Delhi Sultanate, but he was not efficient enough to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. अब वो इतना एफिशिएंट तो था नहीं कि वो इब्राहिम लोदी को डिफीट कर सके. दैट्स व्हाई उसने बाबर को इनवाइट किया. वो चाहता था कि बाबर क्या करेगा, आएगा इब्राहिम लोदी को डिफीट करेगा, यहाँ पे कुछ वेल्थ यहाँ की लूटेगा, एंड देन ही मूव बैक टू हिज रीजन. बट यहाँ पे होता अलग है. बाबर आता है आफ्टर द इन्विटेशन ऑफ इब्राहिम, आफ्टर द इन्विटेशन ऑफ दौलत खान लोदी, एंड then he realized, yes, डिस्टर्बेंस. बेटा म्यूट कर लीजिए माइक, एंड इफ यू वांट टू आस्क क्वेश्चन then unmute your mic and then ask the question. Okay? If you have any doubt, then you unmute your mic and then ask the question. So when Babur, then here he realized that this is the place where I get everything. The atmosphere of India is much favorable in comparison to Afghanistan. अफगानिस्तान का जो एटमॉस्फेयर, डेजर्ट एरिया किसको पसंद आता है? इंडिया का क्लाइमेट उसको पसंद आया, यहाँ की वेल्थ, यहाँ की प्रॉस्पेरिटी उसको पसंद आई. So he decided to rule in India. So these are some reasons why Babur came India, and Babur started ruling India and established Mughal Empire in India.
1 बजे तक.
Okay. The arrival of
12 बजे तक.
1526. Here he defeated Ibrahim Lodi in this battle and
मेला
kept
जाएंगे.
the throne of Delhi and Agra. अब यहाँ पे एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ये है कि जब बाबर ने इब्राहिम लोदी को डिफीट किया तो यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा टेरिटरी इब्राहिम लोदी के पास नहीं रह गई थी. ड्यूरिंग द रेन ऑफ तुगलक डायनेस्टी, जो फिरोज शाह तुगलक था, और उस समय पे क्या हुआ था, उस समय पे जो अफगान नॉबल्स थे उन्होंने अपने आप को फ्री करना शुरू कर दिया, बिकॉज दे वर डिससैटिस्फाइड बाय द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ तुगलक्स. तो अब जब वो डायनेस्टी जो नोबल्स थे उन्होंने अपने आप को इंडिपेंडेंट डिक्लेयर कर दिया, मतलब उन्होंने अपने एरिया में रूलिंग स्टार्ट कर दी, तो ऑब्वियसली इब्राहिम लोदी के पास तो बहुत थोड़ा सा रीजन रह जाएगा रूल करने के लिए। तो बाबर जो था बहुत एम्बिशियस, उसने इब्राहिम लोदी को तो बैटल ऑफ पानीपत में डिफीट कर दिया, but he gets limited area to rule and he wanted to expand his region. So the next battle was Battle of Khanwa. Battle of Khanwa here fought in 1527 with Rana Sanga. Actually, Rana Sanga also invited Babur to invade India, but when he realized that it was his mistake, so he stood against Babur, and at that time जब बाबर के साथ जो लड़ाई हुई, तो यहाँ पे बाबर also defeated Rana Sanga in the battle of Khanwa in 1527. Later, Babur again fought another battle that was known as Battle of Khagra, and that was fought with Afghan nobles in 1529. Here also Babur got victory because he was very efficient armyman, he was very efficient warrior, and he know the best war tricks. That's why he continuously got victory in his war and established Mughal Empire. And later in 1530, after 5 years time, he died, and then another ruler came, and that was his son Humayun. So this was all about Babur. Now, next reasons for Babur victory. Why Babur became victorious? What was the skill he possessed? What was his efficiency? What was about his efficiency? That's why he became victorious in these wars. So first reason is he was efficient military general. Efficient military general means he know the war tricks and tactics better. He was a skilled leader to lead his army. That's why he became victorious. He gets success in all these battles. Next, बाबर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड अ न्यू मोड ऑफ वॉरफेयर। यहाँ पे बाबर जो था ना बेटा, उसने बहुत सारे वॉरफेयर्स यूज किए थे जो थे न्यू टाइप ऑफ वॉरफेयर दैट वाज न्यू फॉर इंडियन सोल्जर, दैट वाज न्यू फॉर इब्राहिम लोदी। These warfares, Babur know about these warfares in Farghana when he was defeated by the Shahid Khan. So Babur and the most important thing is that Babur army is less in number. You can say that in Ibrahim Lodi, if there are 1 lakh soldiers, then Babur had only 25,000 soldiers. But all these soldiers were very skilled. They know about different types of warfare. Babur's army was inferior, but they were very skilled. Next, Babur made use of Tulgama strategy. Tulgama strategy, it was a strategy in which few cards were tied with each other with a rope, and the space between the two cards was covered. That was used by the soldiers to refill their guns, as Babur's soldiers had gun, but Ibrahim Lodi didn't have guns. Important thing is that they can easily shoot. Babur used cannon in this battle. So Tulgama war technique is an important technique, and Ibrahim Lodi was not aware about this technique. So these are the things that was used by Babur. Okay. Old students, I am pausing the video for some time, okay? Don't go, don't leave the session, okay? Wait for a minute. Why are you leaving the session? Don't leave the session, okay? No need to leave the session. The class is going on. Next is Babar army was better disciplined. As I told you earlier that Babar army, Babar soldier was very skilled and they were disciplined. But Ibrahim Lodi's army was just like crowd and they were easy to be defeated by Babar. Next reason is Afghans were against Ibrahim Lodi because they were ill-treated by Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi treated in discourteous and insulting manner to them. That's why they were against Ibrahim Lodi. They didn't support Ibrahim Lodi. So these are the reasons of Babar's victory. Do you understand these points? Students, do you have any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask question. Students, do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then continue the topic. I will continue the topic and the next topic, Humayun. Okay, Humayun. Humayun was the son of Babur, who became the king in 1530 after the death of Babur. Here another important thing is that Humayun was only 13 years old. Humayun was only 13 years old when he became the ruler of Mughal dynasty. He became the second ruler of Mughal dynasty and became ruler in 1530. Here the important thing is that Babur was very efficient, very ambitious person, but Humayun was not so efficient in comparison to Babur. Humayun's brothers were, okay, now highlight these points. So this is because these points are very important. Brothers of Humayun. In your book, under the first paragraph, under the heading of Humayun in first paragraph, there are some name given as Humayun's brother. Humayun's brother, namely Kamran, Hindar, and Askari. Okay, highlight these points. So, after the death of Babur, Humayun divided the region equally among his brothers. Here, Humayun showed honesty. Actually, it was the wish of Babur that he distributed all his ruling area among his brothers. So he distributed equally, he distributed his administrative area equally among his brothers. But later his brother cheated him. They didn't accompany him at the time of adversity. When he was in trouble, उसके भाइयों ने उसका साथ नहीं दिया था. So Humayun was less efficient, but he do some effort to expand his empire. At first, he attacked the fort of Chunar in Bengal, but he became unsuccessful. Then later, he conquered the rich provincial of Gujarat and Malwa. He conquered the province of Gujarat and Malwa. Okay, but he gave the power to rule to his brother Askari, and this region was ruled by Askari. Who is Askari? Humayun's brother. And then again he started to conquer the area that was ruled by Sher Shah. So the battle fought by Humayun and Shah is Battle of Chausa, and that was fought in 1539. This battle was fought with Humayun and Sher Shah Suri. Actually, Humayun wanted to expand his empire, but Sher Shah was more efficient in comparison to Humayun. So, Sher Shah defeated Humayun. And at that time, Humayun, by anyhow, saved his life. He jumped in Ganga River, and then that's after that he moved towards other region where he was saved by a water carrier. Yes.
डिनर लग गई आधे घंटे की रख अब हो गया काम
Mute your mic, everyone.
Mute your mic. Okay, and don't leave the session, else you will be marked absent. So, in the Battle of Chausa, he was defeated by the Sher Shah, but Humayun ran away, and then again he fought again.
अभी गिरो तो चिपकाना है
And that was fought in 1540. In this battle, Sher Shah finally defeated Humayun, and then Humayun ran away to Kabul, towards Afghanistan. And this was the time when मुगल डायनेस्टी जो है वहाँ उसका रूलिंग थोड़ी समय के लिए रुक गया था. मतलब यहाँ पे अब क्या डायनेस्टी स्टार्ट हो गई, बिकॉज शेर शाह सूरी डिफीटेड हुमायूं एंड हुमायूं रैन अवे. सो यहाँ से शेर शाह सूरी की रूलिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है और एक नई डायनेस्टी रूल करती है, सूर डायनेस्टी, बट ओनली फॉर 15 years. So हुमायूं रूल्ड from 1530 to 1540, and then again he ruled in 1555. But unfortunately he died in 1556. Okay, so these are the two time periods that was related to the ruling of Humayun. Now, let us know about Humayun was a learned person. He know various type of language. He know various languages, and he liked many subjects. अब learned person है तो obviously इसका many subjects में interest होगा, and these subjects were astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy. So he was, he was a learned person, but he was not a efficient general. उसके में ये क्वालिटी नहीं थी कि वो अच्छे से रूल कर सके, उसके में ये क्वालिटी नहीं थी कि वो अच्छे से अपनी आर्मी को लीड कर सके. यही रीजन था कि शेर शाह सूरी ने उसको बहुत इजीली हरा दिया था, उसको डिफीट किया था. Now this is all about Humayun. Then now we will study about another ruler, Sher Shah. Yes. Do you have any query? If you have any doubt, you can ask question. Okay, the next ruler that ruled and belongs to Sur dynasty. Sher Shah Suri was the son of Hasan Khan. He was the son of Hasan Khan. Hasan Khan was a Jagirdar in Bihar.
बहुत शोर है, पढ़ाई में डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है। अनुभव अरे
लारेब
हाँ, क्या
लारेब
Actually, he killed a lion and because of his bravery, Bahar Khan named him Sher Shah. He killed the lion with single-handed. Single-handed means without the help of any weapon. He killed a lion. He was such a brave person. That's why he was known as Sher Shah, and this title was given by Bahar Khan. Sher Shah Suri was a very skilled, very learned person. First, he ruled his father's Jagir, but later he joined Babar's army, and there he learned the skill of war. He learned the skill of battle. He learned many efficient. He gained efficiency. मतलब इसमें कहते हैं कि बाबर की ही आर्मी ज्वाइन की और बाबर से ही सीखा एंड देन लेटर ही डिफीटेड हुमायूं. His authority is in Bengal and Bihar, but after defeating Humayun at the Battle of Chausa and Kannauj, he get the region of Delhi and Agra. He get the throne of Delhi and Agra. He ruled only for 5 years. Sher Shah Suri ruled only for 5 years. After that, he died. But the Sur dynasty continued ruling for next 10 years. It means the Sur dynasty ruled for 15 years, and that was the time gap in Humayun's administration. He conquered Punjab, Malwa, Multan, Sindh and Rajputana. और उसका empire कहाँ से था? बंगाल से Hindus and Kashmir.
हेलो एवरीवन, आर्य सिद्दीकी
Indus. So he expanded his empire from Bengal to Kashmir. Such a vast empire he ruled. यहाँ पे शेरशाह बहुत एफिशिएंट था तो उसने कई इंफॉर्मेटिव पॉलिसीज भी लाई. शेरशाह का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग क्या था? उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, उसका वे टू एडमिनिस्टर इंडिया. ओके
मैम
तारीफ. Larif, why are you making noise? Mute your mic. Larif, mute your
दोबारा
mic.
मैम
क्या?
Okay, so administration. If we talk about administration, the administration was divided as administration and जैसे आजकल के स्टेट्स होते हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट होते हैं, सिटी होते हैं, तो उस तरह से उसने अपना प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट को भी डिवाइड कर रखा था पार्ट्स में. फर्स्ट पार्ट जो था वो क्या था? वो था सरकार. सॉरी, इसमें क्या होता था? सबसे सरकार जो लाइक स्टेट एंड देन परगनास. परगनास आर ग्रुप ऑफ विलेजेस. Parganas are for villages. तो इस तरह से इसने अपने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को डिवाइड कर रखा था, जस्ट लाइक दिस टाइम प्रेजेंट टाइम, जैसे यहाँ पे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है, इन द सेम वे सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन था वो शेरशाह सूरी होल्ड करता था, उसके पास सारी मिलिट्री एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पावर्स थी, एंड प्रोविंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन जो है वो उसको भी डिवाइड कर रखा था सरकार एंड परगनास में. Here the administrative officers are Shikdare Shikdaram, the Munsife Munsifan and Qazi. Underline this in page 70, provincial government, Shikdare Shikdaram, the Munsife Munsifan and the Qazi. Shikdare Shikdaran was responsible for maintaining law and order, and Munsife Munsifan collected the tax, means it holds revenue department, and the work of Qazi is to provide justice. It means it holds the power of the Department of Justice. So these are the important officers during Sher Shah reign. Now Parganas were the group of villages, and their some chief officers were Muqaddam, Patwari and Chowkidar. Here Muqaddam was responsible for defense and peace, maintaining defense and peace, where Patwari work for the collection of land revenue. Patwari's work is to collect land revenue. Sher Shah Suri led some revenue reforms also. He fixed land revenue to 1/3 of the total produce. Underline this, fix the land revenue at 1/3 of the total produce as tax. Actually, he first estimate about the production, he first estimate about the quality of land, the crop sown on land, and about the revenue, and then he decided the amount that a peasant had to pay. Okay. Then military reforms. In military reforms, actually he why are you lying on your bed? Sit properly. Military reforms. Military reforms. He admitted trained military personnel. He admitted efficient persons. Actually, वो खुद से select करता था अपने army chiefs को, अपने army soldiers को. इसके अलावा अलाउद्दीन खिलजी के टाइम पे, जो मैंने दिल्ली डायनेस्टी के टाइम पे आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था, दाग एंड चेरा, मतलब दाग जो हॉर्सेस को स्टैंपिंग करने की टेक्निक थी, एंड चेरा दैट वाज एक्ट एज आइडेंटिटी कार्ड फॉर soldiers. He also adopted that system, Dag and Chera system, and he appointed skilled and disciplined person, and in case of the violation of discipline, there were provision of strict punishment for the soldiers. That's why they don't have guts, the soldiers didn't have guts to create indiscipline in the army. Next, welfare measures. Sher Shah Suri built many and encouraged trade, so he built many roads. Underline the name of the roads: the Grand Trunk Road, the road running between Sonargaon in Bangladesh across North India to Peshawar in Pakistan, the road from Agra to Burhanpur, that is in MP, and the road from Agra to Jodhpur to Chittor, the road from Lahore to Multan. उसने ये सारी रोड्स तो कंस्ट्रक्ट कराई, इसके अलावा उसने क्या किया, यहाँ पे जो है उसने सराइज भी बिल्ड कराई, सराय फॉर द स्टेइंग ऑफ ट्रेवलर्स, रेस्ट हाउसेस, इट वाज अ रेस्ट हाउस. और इसके अलावा ये जो है ये डाक चौकीज की तरह से भी वर्क करते हैं. डाक चौकीज मींस पोस्ट ऑफिसेस. ओके,